What if you believed you were completely alone in your own home, only to discover that you were wrong? For many people, the very idea of a stranger secretly sharing their personal space is the stuff of nightmares. But in 2009, actor Joe Cummings experienced this disturbing reality firsthand in his modest New York City apartment. At first, the signs were subtle, and they could have easily been dismissed as ordinary absent-mindedness. Cummings began to notice small but puzzling changes in his kitchen, details that seemed insignificant until they began forming a clear and undeniable pattern. Food items such as milk, juice, snacks, and other groceries appeared to vanish, even though he had not consumed them. At first, he brushed it off, wondering if perhaps he had simply forgotten or misplaced things without realizing it, because it is common for people to question their own memory when something feels slightly out of place. Yet as the days went by, the pattern repeated, and again he returned home to find food missing, containers moved, and subtle but obvious changes in his kitchen that could not be explained away. These disturbances soon became too consistent to ignore, and he knew that something unusual was happening inside his apartment. Determined to uncover the truth, Cummings set up a hidden camera in his kitchen. His intention was simple: to observe what happened at night or when he was away, and finally solve the mystery of the missing food. When he reviewed the footage the following morning, what he discovered was beyond anything he could have imagined. The recording revealed that a woman, someone he had never seen before, was emerging from a concealed space above his kitchen. She climbed down quietly in the middle of the night, moved through his apartment freely, and helped herself to food and water before retreating back into hiding. She had been living secretly in this hidden space, making use of his apartment as though it were her own, and doing so without his knowledge or consent. This was not a case of a momentary intrusion or a simple burglary. It was evidence that a stranger had been coexisting in his home, completely undetected, for an extended period of time. The video confirmed that the disturbances were not in his imagination, but were deliberate, and they represented a rare and unsettling form of home invasion. What made it even more shocking was the sheer duration of time she had managed to remain hidden, taking advantage of his apartment's layout to exist in a private world within his home that he had no idea was being shared. Cummings immediately contacted law enforcement, and police arrived to investigate the bizarre situation. Upon examining the apartment, officers confirmed that the woman had indeed been living in the concealed space for several weeks. Investigators determined that she had likely gained access through an unsecured window, reaching the hidden area using the building's fire escape, and from there had managed to establish a secret routine, emerging only when she felt it was safe and disappearing again when there was a risk of discovery. Police arrested the woman without incident, charging her with unlawful trespassing, and records indicated that she had no prior history of violent offenses. There was no forced entry, no theft of valuable property, and no physical confrontation. Yet the situation represented a profound violation of privacy. News of the incident quickly spread online and through local media outlets, capturing widespread attention because it highlighted a vulnerability that most people rarely consider: that even in a familiar home or apartment, hidden spaces and overlooked entry points can create opportunities for intrusion. It was chilling, not just because it happened, but because it demonstrated how long such an intrusion could go unnoticed. The verified facts of the case remain simple and consistent. The footage revealed a woman living secretly in a concealed space above his kitchen, and he called the police, who investigated, confirmed her presence, and removed her from the apartment. She was arrested and charged, and nothing beyond these documented events occurred. The case stands as a factual example of an unusual kind of home invasion, without forced entry, violence, or theft of significant property, but still representing a deep violation of personal security and trust in the safety of one's home. The story underscored the unsettling possibility that what feels like a completely private space may not always be as secure as it seems, and it illustrated that vigilance, awareness, and proactive steps such as monitoring unexplained disturbances can be essential in maintaining safety. Cummings' experience remains a verified real-world example, a reminder that even well-maintained, seemingly secure apartments can harbor hidden risks. His discovery is not embellished, not exaggerated, but a matter of record, and it stands as a cautionary tale. The spaces we believe to be private and safe can, in extraordinary circumstances, be shared without our knowledge.